Hey y'all, it is your country boy,
And your city girl,
Eric
and Elaine.
of ericandelaine.com.
Yes.
We are back
Once again
with another video, and this is regarding some small stuff, right? How small things add up and can lead to divorce.
What?
Yes. So now we are relationship educators. Some call us relationship architects. And if you're interested in finding out more about things like this, if this is the kind of content that you like, building a strong relationship culture, a positive relationship culture in our communities. If you're in that, I guess give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
All right. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Stick around. All right.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And let's get in.
Yes.
Because it's a lot that's being talked about right now, a lot in the airwaves around this big D word. Divorce.
Yes, divorce.
Around divorce.
Yeah, what you thought? What was you?
Anyway, so divorce is in the air.
Yes.
And so it's something that, you know, we gotta just kind of, you know, go in a little bit ourselves, you know. And I think what we came across, you know, this week was I found a very intriguing article that was by Melissa Edgington, and she titled it "Dishes and Divorce."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, really? You know, because it seemed like, you know, divorce does not equate to dishes, or dishes don't equate to divorce, you know.
Yep.
But as I read further, I saw what she was really saying, and she was talking about small things, right? And, you know, I was also looking at the fact that we have, you know, clients and friends and, you know, different ones who come to us and they're like, you know what, TikTok, you know, we've been finding a lot of our answers on social media, on TikTok, you know,
on TikTok and YouTube and
Facebook. Yes.
But the problem is what?
Well, I think the problem is, you know, many times you know, we did have where we had a couple of people who literally, they were like, I found my issue. Like, I realized that I do this. They were able to self-identify how they were bringing bad behavior or, you know, into the relationship. But the problem is that many times we're finding that people are actually looking at those topics and they're looking at them to point the finger,
right? To
point blame, right? To say, this is your problem. This is what you do.
They diagnose.
Yes. You know, so they're diagnosing and they're, you know, they're giving resolve, right? And many times it is the divorce that comes up. And, you know, now, so we all know that.
So that's how that's relating to the small things.
The small things.
You're picking out these couple of things. You've seen 3 TikTok videos.
Right.
And it's like, whoa.
Right.
Yes, you have a situation.
I've got
you
a
have an
huge
issue, and I know what your problem is.
And it's a, you know, we know that it's a Band-Aid, right? Because here's the thing, we have mixed feelings about that, because it's good in the sense that many times people won't voluntarily just go and come to people like us or to others, you know, therapists and those, you know, people don't normally like to go and literally put themselves on the self-examination table, right, to be picked apart. And so it's good in that sense, right? Because it brings awareness.
Yeah. And it breaks the ice, really, because a lot of times men don't know what to expect from counseling. And the feedback that I've gotten is that they expect it to be a male bashing situation, or it seems like, I mean, even Kev on stage, brought this out, that sometimes you want to have a counselor that is not biased, because some days it'll seem like them, against the partner, and they're teamed up with you, and all of these different things. So there are a lot of emotions that go on with that, and has been a barrier for a lot of men to not want to go to receive services or whatnot. So we're grateful for that. We even use it. We use it. I post TikTok.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And, so we use those mediums as well.
Those techniques.
But it goes deeper than that. And to not use that along the lines of, being able to point the finger to your spouse, because that's another, bad behavior that maybe, it may be small to you. You're just trying to help the relationship or whatever, but it will add up. Yeah. That's one of the destructive behaviors that we do in our workshops. Destructive behaviors of, the criticism. It's one of the four horsemen of the Gottman.
Criticism. Contempt.
The Gottman.
Four horsemen.
Not treatment. I was going to say treatment. The Gottman therapy, the Gottman system that we use.
Their theory.
So, yes.
But and I mean, I think, it's something that you said about, men, how most men, especially men, black men, it has been deemed that they don't normally like to go, for help.
Yeah.
Right? And it's kind of one of
Only
those
nobody
things.
knowing my business.
See, that right there.
Get out of my business.
Right.
Girl, this is our business. This is us. We can take care. We don't need nobody to tell us what we doing.
You do that pretty well.
I mean, I've heard it 1,000 times.
You're right, baby. Absolutely. And so now think about it. And this is a thought process that I have, because in the news of relationships, there's been quite a few that's been, regarding cheating and even the topic of divorce. And one of the divorces, which I think it's one of the sisters, Tia is getting
divorced from her husband after 18 years, I think.
No, I think it's 14.
14?
Yeah, I think it's 14.
Yeah.
But, neither, I mean, it's still...
irreconcilable.
It hits us here. It hits us here. And that was the thing for me. It was irreconcilable differences. And so that's what made me really hone in on the article, Ditches and Divorce. Because many times, it's the small things. So when you say that after 14 years that, I'm calling it quits, and you're basing it on irreconcilable differences. Now, there's some people that's saying that, he cheated.
Yeah. And we got a video coming out about cheating.
Right.
Can you survive?
Yeah.
Can you love a person that cheated on you again?
Love them again.
Can you love them again?
Yeah.
After they cheated on you?
Yeah.
Can you survive infidelity?
And so, whether or not it's true that he did or did not, from my understanding, he's denying that there was any cheating involved. And so that's why, and I kind of tend to lean toward that too, because, when we talked about it, you were like, well, that's what he's saying, but of course, we don't know. And I'm like, well, the woman said irreconcilable differences. Now, if it's cheating, 9 times out of 10, a sister gonna say, I'm leaving this marriage because he's a cheater, right? She ain't gonna try to sugarcoat nothing and say, oh, we just didn't get along. We just didn't see eye to eye. We just had differences.
Unless they're private people. So anyway.
See, okay, so you're gonna
chunk that in there. I'm gonna throw that in there.
But I'm just saying. But I think it made me think about, how even though with somebody saying irreconcilable differences, that means that, definitely there's some small things that's been happening over time.
The small foxes spoil the vine.
That's right. And so we're in a time where, we know that, cancel culture is huge. And, many times people are being selective with the information that they receive, like we mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they'll scroll past their issue, you know, on TikTok, you know, to look for their, you know,
their partner's issue.
look for the partner's issue, right?
And everybody's all of a sudden a narcissist. I've never seen how much people throw that word around.
Yes.
Oh, he's a narcissist.
Yes.
No, it's self-care. No, that's narcissism. It's okay.
Narcissism is getting a bad rap, like the devil, right? The devil has been blamed on everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we grew up in church, and it's like, you know, the devil, you know, I ain't stayed up and I watched TV too long. That devil is busy,
That
right?
devil busy.
You know?
That made me get up late for work. You know?
Yes, I had a flat tire on the way to work, and the devil is busy. No, you just didn't
repair.
repair.
Been driving fast,
right?
Trying to get because you got to bed. You went to bed late, and you had to get up early. And you know, if you're not taking self-responsibilities, don't use TikTok. Don't use that stuff as you know to diagnose your partner and you know and go at it. You don't have the skills. Yes. Matter of fact, you don't have the angle. You don't have the it's conflict of interest. Let me say that it's a conflict of interest in the situation. So now we joke all the time about ketchup in the refrigerator after you open it. Now remember, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the channel,
twist mouth right here. That's what's happening.
It has
if you're
been.
Listening, you can't see. It's the twist mouth happening.
We have, matter of fact, if you have a small thing that your partner does that drives you wild, put it in the chat. I want to know what it is, the small things that your partner do that kind of gets under the craw.
Oh, you mean like which way the toilet paper should be placed on the toilet roll?
Right, because everybody knows it goes over, right? So it's stuff like that it really people are getting divorced over these things because they build up. What are some other instances?
I mean, you know, I would say dishes is one of them, like what she was
bringing out. She was bringing out dishes.
Because, you know, again, okay, who's washing the dishes? You know, who's leaving the dishes? You know, who's not washing the dishes? Who's
got the kitchen under the bed in the room?
Who's got, for real?
It's people, and that's why I say for my single people, how you living now? What does your apartment look like? If you out on your own in your apartment, if you still with your parents, what does your room look like? Is your lifestyle now, is it marriage worthy and family building worthy? You know, is it, you know, it's just something to think about it, you know, because you're going to carry it, because even from the article, everything that she's talking about is stuff that people carried over from what they've already been doing.
Right. And so when we don't make adjustments, you know, in our relationships, right? Because you're not just you're now we. It's not a me, it's a we, right? And so that's when we have to look at, you know, what am I doing that could be the small things that could be contributing to the disturbing or, you know, really upsetting my spouse. And so it's something that's small, but so many people are looking, it's the light things that's taking people out right now. You know, it's the little things that people are like just calling it quits, are calling it quits about. And so in no way am I trying to diagnose and try to figure out what's going on in, you know, Tia's and, you know, her husband's marriage or what have you.
Mia and them.
Who's Mia?
Not Mia. Nia Long. Nia Long,
okay.
And why they hadn't got, you know, why the brother keeps cheating and all of these things, because these are some things that even some small things can cause some bigger things to cause. And I'm not saying because Nia is getting drugged, it just blows me away, the double standard. Oh yes, that's a crazy
is she
double
the cheater?
Standard. No.
Why is she being drugged?
She's drugged because they saying that she's been with so many different people, and nobody is making her the wife. And they had been great, but you're not talking. So they're calling her a pass along, right? But you're not saying that about the guys, because this man has been with a bunch of women in the Celtics organization.
Wow,
the double standard is crazy.
That is true.
They were literally bringing out the actors that she's worked with, that she's, you know, been intimate with, but you're not looking at the guy.
Double standard.
It just blows me away.
Yeah.
But what are those small things that could have, led to that? Do people even know? Even with that, we're gonna bring this out in the cheaters. It's in selection too, y'all. It's in partner selection.
Okay. Yeah.
You got to know where you're at and what you want, and your purpose, in life, your drive for life. Not a singular thing. I'm not saying a singular thing, because most people think of a purpose as I'm going to do this one thing and this is just it. No. There's too much life, and there's too many phases of your life for that to be it. But for you to be authentically you and be able to grow with a person. It doesn't mean that person is going to this perfect person. Why would the father, or why would why would you receive a perfect person and you flaw? Is that fair?
Wow, I like that. That's a great point.
Is that fair?
That's not.
So
fair.
no, expect to have a person that's got some situations where they don't leave, where they leave their keys in places.
So you're trying to say that I have flaws?
I'm talking about the keys that I didn't leave in the.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
You're talking about you. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
that's true.
I'll be vulnerable first.
Will you?
Yes, I will. I have a problem with leaving keys in the same place. Okay. You get it all out.
And it bothers me. And here's the reason why.
Put an ED on there.
Okay, it's been a while, so I can't say
there you
bother.
Go.
It's been 2 weeks. But anyway.
No, Elaine, it's been at least a year or 2 years.
Okay, let's not put it.
We've been married 27 years, y'all. Going on 28.
But I will say, you've been doing pretty good. You've been doing quite well.
What did y'all give me for I think it was my birthday or either Father's Day? The caddy is what made it, changed everything.
Yes, yeah, you do.
Yeah,
use
in
that.
2020, the caddy has changed it all.
Thanks to our good friend Michelle. Yes, she had something to do with that gift as well. But let me finish praising you. Okay. So my man, would always, and when I say always, I know that's an accusatory generality, but he would always, no, I'm teasing, but he would leave his keys anywhere when he comes home, just like his keys, just put down somewhere. And so here's the thing, it would be cool if it didn't affect anybody but him. But when it's time to go the next day, babe, you see my keys. And then all of a sudden, everybody in the house has to stop, mainly me, and go on a search for keys. And so I would always say, listen, there's a search. If we put things back where we, got them, or create an original spot that's specifically designed, this is what will be helpful. Well, that was gone, ignored. And so,
what did I try? I tried. I put it.
But see, that's the thing, though. So let's talk about that. So even with the small things, like the dishes and everything, sometimes things are not intentional. I mean, we have to admit, it's not. We tell our couples, all the time, how much of a percentage, is your spouse out to get you? Is a person that you really love and you know that they really love you, are they out to get you and just annoy you and just make you mad and upset you? Right? So it's not intentional, but we do have to say that it still affects a person even when it's not intentional. Right?
Yep.
So those are just the small things. And so what Eric has done is he has been, because I'm coming back to you, babe. Coming back to you. So, but he's been doing a great job with putting his keys right there in the caddy that we purchased for him, and I'm loving it. Everything is in its own spot, and it's just peace. Do you feel peace?
Because I don't have to have that look when you find my keys. And
because I'm gonna make it known.
You gonna know
make it known.
that.
Yeah.
So we went 24, 25 years of that.
Yes, that's so true. And so it's those things, right? It's looking at, it's not the dishes. And I think that's clear. And that's what, the author was saying as well, is that it's not the dishes. It's just the small things. And so we love what Gottman brings out is that, it's the small things. If they're the small things that are hurting relationships, then it's also the small things that can heal our relationships.
That's right. Because what I did, when they gave me the gift of the caddy, and I like small boxes. Well, not just small boxes. I like old vintage box stuff. I don't know why, but I just do.
Yeah.
And
they have character. So much character.
Yeah. My clipper bag and stuff like that is a old, I want to say 1940s, like I don't know. I had to shave.
Bag.
Because it's almost like a box. No, it's not a man purse. It's a box. It's almost like a piece. It's hard. It's not soft. So it's not.
Well, I didn't know which bag you were talking about.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the brown
little boxes. Okay.
Yeah. And then I have other little boxes to keep my watches and stuff like that. I like that kind of stuff.
Yes.
So anyway, when they got me the caddy, that really, did something for me. I was like, wow, it's right there on my nightstand. Put my keys right there. When I come home, boom, put the keys right there. Wife is happy. I don't ever have to see that face. Y'all see the cute side. Y'all don't see that the fury and anger poured out.
They never will.
Let me just throw my keys somewhere and maybe
bring it out.
Maybe she'll come out like Incredible Hulk. Right.
Oh my goodness. And I think over time, people tend to not feel heard. I think we don't feel validated. We don't feel loved, because when the small things can go, undone, like what you talked about earlier, it's the small foxes, it's the small things, right? The small foxes that destroy the vine. And so when we do those things, even unintentionally, and so that's the whole thing, is training and teaching ourselves how to become more aware and how to be more conscious of our relationships, because we can easily take each other for granted. And especially when you're in long-term relationships, like 27 years married, 25 years married, 10 years married is considered a long time now, So when you're looking at long-term relationships and long-term vision, you're looking at where, you want for each other to feel love and to feel heard. And so, what do you think are some of the solutions,
Well, I want to, just before we go to that, that leads to a level of disrespect. Does the person that's not being heard feel disrespected, you think?
Absolutely.
And who wants to be in anything where they feel just disrespected and just walked over and ran over?
Right. Nobody.
Because to be told, when you're even talking about small things, it may be small to you. Obviously, it's big to them. Even though it's a small thing, it's big to them.
Yeah, and that is so true. It's like, leaving, the ketchup, out or what have you, and you're like, this is such a small thing. Why does that even matter? And then another person in the room could be like, you know what? My mama did this. My daddy did this.
I'm just trying to protect the family from salmonella.
From ketchup.
And E. coli.
Which comes from a tomato. Anyways. Over time.
Trying to be obedient to what the packaging says. That's it.
Okay, who does that? See, like sometimes you're raised in a family where when the mattress says don't tear this tag, do you tear the tag? We did.
Third war.
On the good side, next door to the washateria. That's right.
Yes.
You know, look, when the pillowcases say, you know what, hey, this side or whatever, don't take this tag out. Come on, really? Who listens to that? It's yours. Who gonna come? Is there a mattress police? Is there a pillow inspector? I just want to know. No. So when it's little things like that, come on. But
I call it a renegade. Yes.
But no, so we've had those topics because literally, I'm gonna tell y'all this. And this is the first time I probably said this, but when we were first married, you know, I didn't know that the toilet roll, you know, was a big deal. I didn't. I grew up in a family, and if y'all have ever been to our workshops, y'all already know it was a bunch of people in the house. Okay, and so it was just too much going on. All my mama cared about was that there was a roll, a roll of toilet paper on the roll. Mm-hmm. You know, all the other stuff, how it was, if it was over, if it was under, just can somebody please make for sure that when it's my turn, something is there. So when you grow up in big families, and if you big family people, you know what I'm talking about. Help me out by putting a third to 5 in the chat. Third to 5. Yeah, I said it because it's about 35 people that you grew up in your house at one time, right? And if it wasn't, it felt like it. But so you ain't got time to be worrying about if it's over or under. But see, you got these people that grew up in these small families where they paid attention to stuff like that. It was like only 2.4 kids, 2.7 kids.
It was 4.
Anyway, that's my point.
Well, at Pop's house, it would all be 4, but at Mama's, it was
a small family.
Okay.
Small families. So they had time to worry about things that were so
and the bathroom was my chore. The bathroom was my chore. Cleaning the bathroom every week was my chore.
And so there we were. So when we first got married, I remember I'm cleaning the bathroom and everything, and I'm putting a roll on, and all of a sudden, you know, I'm leaving out, and I hear this. Wait a minute.
This?
What is this? You don't put the roll like this. The roll goes. And I was so shocked that I didn't even have time for my mind to catch up.
Were you raised by wolves?
My mind didn't even calculate that quick because I was just like, did he really? I could not believe that he was having an issue over the...
Everybody knows.
I'm just like, okay, I'll let you have that, sir. But that's when I first noticed it. I never noticed it growing up anywhere. I had grandmothers.
Is it easier when you pull it off? Yeah.
Not really. I mean, you just want it there. So anyway, but that's just one of the little things. But again, guess how the toilet paper has been put on the toilet roll. Have you noticed throughout the marriage how the toilet paper has been put on the roll?
Yes, I did.
You've never said anything. I think this is a great time for you to tell America, you know, how good your wife is.
I will. America, no matter how hard the task may seem.
Oh, that's a shade.
My honey, she changed. Now, different from me, it didn't take 27 years. It didn't take 23, 25 years. You know, it was an instant change.
A quick adjuster.
It was. Even though my
kudos.
The way I came at it was off. We didn't have a PowerPoint.
Because this was our first year of marriage.
Yeah, we didn't have Eric and Elaine.
Y'all.
And we had mentors who told me, say, man, your mouth is jacked up, bro.
Y'all. Catch these.
It took some time. Catch it there, huh?
Catch these hands. Anyway, we don't condone violence, but
at that time, again, we did not have.
We did
the PowerPoint.
Yeah,
we didn't have. We had mentors, though.
We did have mentors, and we encouraged didn't have mentors.
Right, because I'm just trying to imagine, even with that, that could have really went another way. Yeah. You know, and not only just at that moment, but one of those things that just add up to that bank
over time.
Just like we talk in love language, we talk about a love bank. Well, what about the feeling unloved bank?
That's it, right?
Are we depositing in that? that deficit we owe, you know.
Yeah, because that's the thing. That's what happens, and that's what we have to look at is over time. And so these are the things that our long-term relationships have to be aware of. So I think one of the solutions is giving grace.
I mean, the grace go a long way. I mean, because if you want it, anything you want, give it.
Absolutely. And I think so in giving grace,
so you reap what you sow.
Yeah. And so the example is, you know, just to I mean, not trying to, you know, give me more kudos, but I am saying that, you know, giving grace is what I did in the beginning.
Yes,
really.
you did.
Because,
you did.
I didn't allow for that to be, you know, the thing that was my, you know, my issue where I carried like, oh my gosh, you know, you're good. You know, I'm like, oh, there's a problem, you know, my goodness. I didn't make it like it was just like you had this whole thing and you were blowing this up out of proportion. I did in the beginning, but I was able to give grace and just say, you know what, this is how, okay, this means something to him. This is how he grew up. Okay. And so after a while, I was just like, big deal. When I put it the toilet roll, when I refilled it, over the top it goes, right? Over, and so grace it goes such a long way.
Hands down.
In marriage. And if you're looking to be married for long term, and I believe that's everybody, because what I often ask our couples is, you know, how many of us, you know, go and we say, you know, we invite, you know, 100 people, you know, to come and see us in our beautiful, you know, gown and outfit.
It's our day.
It's our day.
No, it's her day.
Well, that's true. It is her day. That's what they say. And so you everybody's there, and you just turn around and you say, "Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's been so wonderful to see everybody. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get to those gifts." But we just want y'all to know we're gonna give this about a good
5 years.
5. You say 5. I say 2. Right? Anybody ever? No. So we all are striving for long term. And so how do we get there? And I think grace is one of the things that some people consider it, you know, an outdated word sometimes, or maybe perhaps an overused word. But grace is what we have to have for each other. I mean, and grace just says that, you know what? I love you, and I love you enough that I will not allow for this little thing to become a bigger thing.
Right. For instance, cowboy fans.
Do they still exist?
Yes.
Oh, you talking about
Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, I thought you were talking about cowboy movies. Okay.
Cowboy fans. They are experts at grace.
Stop.
So if you are a Cowboy fan, or if you are a fan of any team, you are granting grace for them losing. the pre Tom Brady Buccaneers, Tampa fans granted a ton of grace. Right? Right now, the Texans granting grace. Texan fans. I'm just trying to reach my guys. If them recognize that you grant grace. Your team, you still buying memorabilia. You still repping the shirts and doing your thing. Astros are in a slump right now. But we still wearing our shirts, you know, even though they losing, you want them to go to the World Series, and you know, and you go, you know, you spend your money, go out to the games, everything. Same thing in your relationship.
That's so
even though she don't make sweet potatoes like your mama did, right? She may not cook like your mama did.
I didn't see where that was coming from or going to. But okay.
But you remember, your sweet potatoes was off the chain.
Thank you, baby.
And so, you know,
I did them differently, and I changed.
Yeah, she changed my life. She changed my life. I was nervous. I really was, and I almost said something. I almost said something which would have put me in the doghouse for a little while, right? You know, put me on hiatus. So, yeah, those are, you know, grant grace on those areas.
Yeah.
You know, I would even say folks who are in relationships from different cultures. You in a relationship from a different culture, you're gonna have to grant a lot of grace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're gonna have because people come up in different backgrounds,
Absolutely.
totally different backgrounds.
Yeah.
When you marry somebody from out of the country, you've got a lot of grace to bring.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Both parties.
Having different families is already
an adjustment, but to have a different culture,
mm-hmm.
a totally different culture,
mm-hmm.
a totally different nationality or ethnicity or whatever,
mm-hmm.
a lot of times. Now things are kind of melting down quite a bit these days. When I think about some of these young men,
mm-hmm.
Some of their families don't cook; they fix, so they wouldn't know about cooking in the Jump Street.
Some of the
some of the younger generation. Now, sometimes it's here in the South,
it's a hit or
Texas.
miss.
But if you go to Alabama and Mississippi,
and
maybe some Louisiana,
mm-hmm.
But it's interesting how we've gotten away from cooking, and that's a whole other subject.
It is.
I won't go into that. But yes, back to the grace. When you have those particular pieces
mm-hmm.
in your relationship, you want to grant grace and take the time. One of the other things that we dealt with in our early in our marriage was because it wasn't about the cooking; it was about the way the plate was made. I had to evaluate, where did I get that thing from? Mm-hmm. So take the time when you grant grace. The other thing to help you overcome those small things is to evaluate
mm-hmm.
why you feel that way and whether or not it's worth a fight.
That is so good.
Yes.
Hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, it is. Is it even the keys? Getting worked up over keys being placed somewhere else? Yes, it could be a situation because it's can make you late, or you leaning on me at a time where I got 50 kids and I'm trying to get the kids dressed and I'm trying to do this, and you asking me for some keys.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
You said it.
So did I feel you? Did I get what
validation?
So see, guys, that's what that piece is. Get into the world. Women too. You get into his world.
Exactly.
You wondering why he upset about you leaving junk in the car. Don't leave a bunch of stuff. We don't live in the car.
That's because you gave me 50 kids, though.
No, but we didn't have that problem.
Oh, you weren't talking about me?
No, I wasn't talking. See, you all up in it thinking, nah.
Okay,
look,
carry
with
on.
The guy, when I had a guy, we had a minivan. I call it swagger. Elaine called it swagger wagon, right?
Okay, because we were still cool.
Yeah, we had I had some little rims on it and everything, and it looked good. It was sleek and good looking and everything. So kept it clean, kept the inside clean too. Everybody understood when you get out of the vehicle, whatever you came in there with,
take it with you.
Take it out.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we don't drive with a bunch of stuff in the front, where we sitting. Yeah. If you packing anything with you, put it in the back. Mm-hmm. We don't. I want to drive comfortably.
Comfortably.
My country come out comfortably, right? And that was a pet peeve of mine. And I wondered, where did I get that from? And will I? It's because some things may be a good practice.
Absolutely, yeah.
Decide whether or not it's a good practice or not, but to decide that you're not going to take somebody's head off because of something simple. Mm-hmm. Or somebody spilled, one of the children spilled, a chicken nugget fry. All one word, chicken nugget fry.
With the ketchup.
With the ketchup on it, on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, they children. It's going to happen, bro.
Thank you. Yes.
Either you can have I remember my daddy had a rule, and that's where it came from. My daddy had a thing: don't touch my windows.
Really?
Pop, and any vehicle Pop had, it was clean on the inside. And these are some things that are cues that you catch that was never told to you.
That is right.
Your environment, every vehicle Father had, it was clean on the inside. My stepmother, she cleaned. We had the Thunderbird, 78 Thunderbird, clean on the inside. You don't find stuff just left. And my pop was a smoker. The ashtray was nice. You didn't have ashes all over the floor and all this and that. No. That's where those things. So evaluate. The second piece on overcoming these small things. Evaluate where they came from and see whether or not they worthy of taking out a debit from the love tank.
That's good.
And putting it into the deficit or the unloved tank.
Right. So so it's which do you choose? Right?
Yeah. What do you choose?
Are you withdrawing? Or are you adding? You're crediting. So,
it's like that wolf. It's there's a wolf. Two wolves are fighting. One is fear and one is courage. I think it was. They say, which one are you gonna feed? Yeah. Either you feed the one with courage, it's gonna win, and starve the one with the fear. Yeah. So in the same way, evaluating if this is do I want to feed the love bank or the unloved bank? Which one I want to feed?
Right. And so we can definitely look at the grace and the respect.
Great.
They go hand in hand. Because it's all about respect. So the person that is on the opposite end, that's always or tend to be the one that's known to do one thing that's annoying, more so what have you, that's the other person is aware of. Consider, are you even respecting that individual's the person that you love, that you chose. And we always say that you chose, because you're in relationships because you chose them. You chose to be. And so consider that. A healthy relationship is all about choice. And so are you choosing respect? And are you choosing honor? And so that's huge. And then I think, the last, thing is to make sure that we're caring for each other in the small things and in small ways. Am I caring for you? Do you feel cared for? Do you feel respected? And I tend to, always want to make for sure that, you feel that you're important. And that you feel that, hey, respect is huge for you. So in what ways can I today, and ask yourself that. It could be a daily check-in with yourself, or at least weekly check-in. Am I making my spouse feel respected? Am I contributing to my spouse feeling loved? And I love it, when, there's times when, Eric will come in, and, of course the key thing, but, sometimes, he'll come in and, what have you, and he might, start picking up, stuff that he's seen the girls may have left or something like that. It's like, instead of, complaining because you have small kids, right?
I go out here in these streets and I work and I hustle and I come home to a nasty house. Sir, it's only a sock. It's one sock in the floor.
One sock.
I was taking it from the laundry room into the room and it fell out.
Yeah. And I mean, and so, but some people live like that.
Yeah.
And so how can I make for sure that I am tending to, my need as well as my spouse's need? And those are some of the things that we want to be sure that we're caring for one another.
Hands down.
if I'm making sure that I'm caring for you and you're making sure that you're caring for me, even in the small things, then our relationship should be good.
That's right.
Our relationship should be, it's both parties are going to feel, like they're satiated, or satisfied. And so we want to be satisfied in our relationships, and that's how.
Yep. It is teamwork to make the dream work. All right. So with that, if you like this content, again, like, share, and subscribe, right? Share this with your friends. We have some slots open, okay? Before you make your proposal, fellas, if you planning on making proposals, the holiday season, cuffing season is upon us. If you plan on making this relationship real, get your Start Right, Stay Right, right? Go to your Start Right, Stay Right. We got it on sale right now.
Yes. Yes.
For basically half off nearby.
Because of the season that we're in,
we want to get you in there so that you're not going through these types of situations talking about divorce. Or let's get these things out in the open. What is or even get the relationship, the couples coaching, because the couples coaching, you are able to see exactly where you are.
Ooh.
And the areas that are strength areas, because that's what we work on. We believe, in handling those positive things and giving you the courage to overcome those areas where you need to grow in.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So it shows you those things, right? So we got some of those slots available. We're going to be doing some live events to where you can come in and get certain things. We're going to be dealing with forgiveness. We're going to be dealing with, this again.
Finances.
The finances.
We've got some fun and unique ways that we're going, and it's going to be small group as well.
Yeah, the seating, it's limited.
Yeah, we're talking about intimate settings where we'll have a good time, have some bites to eat, but we're going to be going into some content that's necessary and that's helpful, especially for the season that we're going into, which are, your money and your relationships. And so two of the most, how do we say it? Two of the most important and vital relationships, but that are so limited in information that we normally get when we go into marriage, and our money and how to keep our relationship
and the communication piece.
That communication,
absolutely. How to maintain the relationship through healthy conflict resolution.
Yes,
hands down.
Yeah.
So let's get it in. The money, because everybody out here getting that bag. You getting that bag, but shucks, what you going? Where you putting that bag? Or how are you keeping that bag? Are you transferring that bag down generationally with? The bag. Wealth transformation. Right. So all of those things. What is it all for? Is it all just about you?
And the red bottoms. And the
red bottoms ain't gonna walk themselves down to the funeral home to see you.
Wow.
When you go.
Wow. Indeed.
That sound system in that car. Or those season tickets.
Not the season tickets.
Yeah, the season tickets to the games.
You messing with folks.
No representative from any NFL organization is gonna come. NBA organization, hockey, whatever you into. Nobody there is going to show up at your funeral. And unlike Stephen Covey, begin with the end in mind.
Truly.
All right?
Truly.
Begin with the end in mind.
So we're here for you.
Hands down.
And just if you are definitely, a person that you're saying, hey, I'm ready for, an event that's in person with Eric and Elaine, put that in the comments. Say, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And we want you to, of course, be ready to sign up, because when we put the information out there, it's going to go quick, because again, it's intimate and it's limited season.
Yes. Oh, and we feed you. You gonna get fed. If we do an 8 hour, you gonna get breakfast and lunch
and some snacks
and snacks for the evening. In our 4 hour,
not snacks for the evening, because that makes them think that for dinner we're serving snacks.
Oh no, not dinner. No, this is when we getting out by 4 o'clock. I'm talking about a 4 hour, of an 8 hour deal, right? So in the evening you get your little munchies. We got you. We got you.
That's how we roll.
We believe in feeding you for your relationship and in the body as well.
Talk about that,
Yeah, we ain't gonna have you here all day long.
Yeah.
And you got to go out and find you something to eat and all this other kind of stuff. Right. And it's a whole lot of fun too. It's a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Hey, I will toot my own horn. It's a poor dog won't wag his own tail. But we have a blast while learning.
And that's important to us.
Hands down.
Yeah,
Hands down.
We don't want death by PowerPoint. So anyway,
Yes.
if you're interested, make sure that you sign up and just be ready because we're going to be posting you soon. So
Yep.
stay tuned.
Visit ericandelaine.com, and the first thing pops up is our events, and you will catch all of that right there. All right. With that, it's your country boy
And your city girl.
saying peace and multiply blessings.
Later.
Toodles. Did I say toodles?
You did say toodles.
That is not what I... Don't take my man call.